time to strap our boots on. This is a perfect day to die. Wipe the blood out of our eyes. In this life there's no surrender, and there's nothing left for us to do. Find the strength to see this through. We are the ones who will never be broken. With our final breath, we'll fight to the death. We are soldiers, we are soldiers.
On the computer. All right, and now we will go live stream. Live on Facebook. Fuck it. Let's go piss some people off on Facebook.
Yep. Meeting is being recorded.
We're going live. Yeah, we're recording. Yes, I understand.
There we go.
This thing, I swear.
Is that all right now?
Yeah, it's joining the page. Okay. All right.
In a galaxy far, far away.
Right.
Woo.
Take me back to Zoom, man. What the hell is going on with this thing?
Yeah, man. Like, oh my God.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lore Entertainment Interviews with Soldiers, and my man David Fralick right here in the house today with that nice ass car in the back.
That's right. Thank you very much, Daphne Matthews, for having this and supporting the troops and the sacrifices that went along with making this country maybe not so much what it is right now, but what it was not too long ago.
Glad to have you, man. Seriously, glad to have you. I love all my vets. I love that damn hat. That's cool. So, do you got your phone propped up? We good to go?
I'm holding it right now.
Hold it.
Oh, the phone. Yeah, I'm holding it. We'll see how long my arms last and the battery goes, but I should be good for half an hour, 40 minutes.
All right, we're good. All right, so why don't you tell us a little bit about your experience in the military?
I grew up with my father, who was a major in the Army under MacArthur, and a major in the Army is above a captain in other branches of the service. And he was out there fooling around, helping MacArthur work on his 16-cylinder LaSalle at the midway point before they did all the Okinawa and stuff like that in the beginning of the campaign. And my dad was friends and hot rodded on a landing, or he would have been a pilot. And MacArthur made him a gunboat commander and gave him a small little platoon of people to cross the South China Sea and land in French Indochina. And the French turned him over to the Japanese, where he was a prisoner of war for 3.5 years and frozen in rank, and helped build the bridge over River Kwai, and survived, all kinds of malaria and dengue and these weird tropical diseases. But enough about him. What about you? What do you think about him?
I mean, the prisoner of war situation, there's so many people out there, who have actually been taken in. And I mean, a lot of people don't make it out once they are taken, and it just sucks. It really sucks. And if it wouldn't be for those people, I mean, especially the wars that happened a long time ago, I where what would we be doing now? Especially like think about Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor, they invaded. What if they would have taken it?
Right.
America wouldn't be where it is right now, and America definitely wouldn't be anywhere without our troops at all.
No, I hear you. My dad was actually at the beginning of the war when it launched, when the Japs bombed Pearl Harbor. My dad was on a different part of the island getting his appendix taken out.
Wow.
And then he told me that when he was in Cabana Tawan, they used to call it, that a lot of the guys couldn't keep it together mentally, and they ended up going AWOL and checking out, and I don't know if they killed themselves or what, but he said only the really strong ones with the certain mental capacity or tenacity or whatever survived that stint. And I'm not sure how many came in and out and went back and forth, or you know, just died for whatever reasons besides the bugs, the bamboo, and the bayonets.
Wow. So, because of your dad being in the military, is that's why you joined?
One of the reasons, I mean, I grew up as a tadpole. You know, I could swim before I could walk, and then went to the Sea Cadets, and then the Naval Reserve, and always around boats and airplanes, and you know, tinkering on cars, and uh, you know, it's like any good father, they want him to, I guess, to a degree, continue in their footsteps. So I was fortunate enough to have someone, and my dad had been married twice before. I'm from his third wife and the last one out. He said when he got the war ended, and I don't know, the Liberty ship brought him back to New York, that he could eat out of any dumpster, any garbage can, any sewer thing. And he had such a high tolerance from surviving those last 3.5 years with barely a dried piece of fish and a little ball of rice that the Japanese commanding officers would give him, because they treated my father a little bit better because he was brass. You know, like they say, people have scrambled eggs on their hat because of their captain or colonel or whatever.
Yeah.
So my dad had a pet tarantula that he used to give some of his food to and feed underneath the cot to keep the scorpions away.
That's a cool little idea right there.
Yeah.
That definitely
And
is.
a couple times, you know, my dad, I don't know if he had dysentery or something, one of the jungle rotting flesh or something like that, and he had to like heat up a knife in a fire to kind of cauterize it while he cut it out so it wouldn't bleed. And he had other people that, like, I don't know where exactly. I haven't looked at a map in a while. I used to know my geography better. That would have to carry crippled people down and throw them in the river so they could get their exercise and bathe. Um, I don't know how bad our American troops were on the Japanese prisoners that were here stateside and kind of held in California and various places, but over there, you know, survival of the fittest, I guess.
So which branch was you Army? Did you join the Army or
No, I was Navy, Naval Reserve, and then I transferred to the Air Force ROTC, Reserve Officer Training Corps, in college. Then went to Maxwell Air Force Base with the Air Force, and down in Tiger Tail and Coconut Grove for the Naval Reserve.
so was you sent overseas after 9/11 when 9/11 happened, or is that when you were doing something else with your life?
I was doing something else. In 9/11, I was 2001, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
September.
No, I was had just moved to. Oh, I've been in California for about 11 years. I moved there in end of '89, beginning of '90, to San Diego to chase a dream. And actually, I was on The Young and the Restless at that time. I started on in '98, and then I was on for like 8 months, then off for about a year and a couple months, and then back for 5.5. So almost, not quite 8 total, a little over 7. So I was going to CBS on uh, Beverly and Fairfax, basically, and if you know Hollywood at all, right near Cantor's famous Jewish deli. I used to eat there twice a week at least, and they got matzo ball. I mean, a split pea soup on Wednesdays only, and bagel chips, and the burgers and breakfast. It's an amazing place to eat.
So altogether, Your whole, I mean, career lifetime in the military, how long was you in for?
Not counting being a tadpole and a sea cadet, the Naval Reserve, it was every friggin' weekend, and then 1 month a year doing a bivouac down on some island, eating crickets and snails and grasshoppers and whatever you could catch, because they only drop you off with like a pack of matches and a knife and I don't know, a couple canteens of water. So
So it's like Survivor, but
yeah, but I mean, we have our COs and stuff like that, and I got to spend some time on various ships and go out on destroyers and visit an aircraft carrier and heavy cruisers and light frigates and stuff like that. Um, and then college was kind of short lived with my ROTC. I was actually a walk on for Coach Paul Bear Bryant in 1979. Uh, and I stayed on the team until he passed away in like January 25th of 83. So I played the last 4 years of him as a walk on receiver. And then I got in a bad injury towards October of that year. And I didn't do the ROTC that final year. So I have 3 years of ROTC, maybe. And then I got to be almost an E4 down at Tiger Tail, enlisted. And then I decided, my dad says, hey, go in as an officer. You make more money, you get treated better, you get paid more. I already said make more money. And then it's just you get other stuff that just the enlisted grunts and stuff don't get. So
so
I decided to go into officer training school, whatever. And I wanted to be a pilot in the jets, and went to Maxwell Air Force Base. And it's just on a parlay segment, it's such a shame that this huge lawsuit after lawsuit, after exposure, after something, after Camp Lejeune and something else, when the government knew damn well that something was wrong and polluted and unhealthy. And, just like the foam that they used during the naval training, it's cancerous, and people with leukemia and all this cancer and shit like that. And they're just like, oh, no, really wasn't our fault. You got it somewhere else. That's bullshit.
yeah.
They knew damn well. It's just like Flint, Michigan. Oh, well, if they're poor people that aren't going to vote in a certain thing, well, why take care of them? And then that big train spill up in, I forget the name of it.
Virginia.
Yeah, was it Virginia? The
Yeah,
big bad one, man, when they lit all the shit on fire and the EPA came and everyone's getting paid under the table to say, oh, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. You can drink the water and eat the fish. And there's slime and, like an extra ear growing out of their shoulder. And, it's like, what the?
I mean, seriously, yeah, it's on the it's West Virginia, I believe, and then it's right there where Ohio.
Palestine. Wasn't
Ha-
that the name of it? Not Palestine, but Palestine,
Uh,
Michigan or something. And the big Union Railroad trains. It's just, it's so sad that it's come to a point in my life to where this isn't the country that I grew up with, and the people that are kneeling during the anthem and spitting on this and burning the flag and shit like that. And you have the right to do it, but there doesn't seem like the appropriate return ass whipping that they've been dealing out and raping and looting and burning and stealing and shit like that. And it's like a free for all because it's such a homogenized, um, limp wrist, spring shoed kind of, you know, pussyfoot spandex pants, kind of whatever color hair you want to wear and identify as. That's not the America that I grew up in, nor do I want to see it turn into.
well, I mean, my perspective is because my kids are younger and I've had three that's been in the military, and
Congratulations and thank you. And why don't you give them a shout out right now for whatever branch they're in?
I love my kids. They know this is one of the reasons why I do this. I love my children, and I mean, to sit there and watch, and I hear from soldiers that are with them and that are over there that none of these soldiers want to be there anymore. or even want to enlist anymore, because I believe, these people that are burning the flag or, spitting or kneeling and this and that. Yeah, okay, you guys, I get it. I get what you're trying to do and what you're trying to say, but honestly, from an opinion, and this is not only my opinion, everybody almost has the same opinion. You guys are fucking up because you would not know how to defend your ass in an actual war, nor would you have the balls to actually go and fight in said fucking wars because you're
No,
not gonna put your life on the line because you're too busy fucking off, burning flags, kneeling, praising football people when who do you call, okay, when shit goes down? Your first responders. I'm not saying there's not corruption, but come on. You're calling first responders. You're expecting the military. Of course, the military is going to do their job because they have a job to do out there to protect your ass, to keep you to be able to do the shit that you're doing now. Okay. And I know this might have a bad taste in some people's mouths, but I don't give a fuck. Really, I don't. Because I
I
wouldn't
agree.
here. He wouldn't be able to sit here. Nobody would even be able to do anything if we get invaded at all. I'm not going to see all of you people that are doing that and being stupid out there defending us. You're not the ones I'm going to want to defend me anyway. I can tell you that right now. You know, I
No,
prefer.
you have to have guys with balls of steel and courage and the willing to sacrifice and not leave their brothers behind. And I've got friends in all branches of the service and black and this and that and SEAL team and special ops. And it's just, it's crazy how this country has gone basically to hell in the handbasket. I was with my buddy Tony. I had the camera set up there, brother. Sorry.
Wonder where the Barbasol came from.
It's just, I feel like it's ridiculous. People, yeah,
Wasn't your dad in the service?
they're overstepping. They are completely overstepping, and the level of disrespect is sickening. It is sickening. I mean, if people want to succeed and people want to do good, then people need to get off their lazy asses and get jobs. They have them, everywhere. And this generation, and it's not towards all the generation because there are some generation, but I know I have 8 children and they're mostly in that little millennial type generation. And, the answer to the problem is get off your ass, get a job, plain and simple. And
Yeah.
join a military if you want to make something. They pay for your school. Come on. What is wrong with this anymore? You know, I don't get it. I don't get it anymore. I don't, you know.
What gets me is in the last couple election cycles, and I do believe things are slanted in a certain direction because of certain people that own 80-90% of the media outlets and TV and radio, newspaper, and the so quote unquote news.
Mhm.
And the word news came from north, east, west, and south, which is the four corners of the world. But it's been so adulterated and processed and homogenized. And it's just like my sister, she watches CNN 10 hours a day and they tell you how to feel and what to think. Yet her, uh, I don't want, I don't want to really call it a church because it's a Unitarian, utilitarian, I can't even say it, fellowship. And I don't know if they do believe and follow the Bible much, but that's what I grew up, kind of a Lutheran. And then you got, all these other, Orthodox this and Greek that, and, Catholic this and something else. And it's like, it, we have unity, just like our what we used to say and cross our hand over our heart. And now they don't even allow that in school. And they got all the little gender benders and people trying to sway the little, our next couple generations to be something other than who God intended them to. And it really bothers me that they're picking on the kids, but that's how every socialist country basically takes over and gets root into the system, is by the next generation that they can form and mold and coerce. And to me, had you not been a strong mom and raised your children the way they were and kind of led them to say, hey, this is my country, this is my flag, this is my Bible, these are my beliefs. Here's my, 12 commandments or whatever amendments and all this stuff and freedom of speech. And you don't have to like it, but you got to do it. And the only easy day was yesterday. What gets me is all the people that still hate this country so much are still in America because it's the best country on the planet. And if you hate it so much, why don't you go somewhere else instead of coming here and trying to make it like the third world piece of shit country that you left? Now that you want to change, like all the Democrats moving out of California because it sucks and whatever, and going somewhere else and turning it into the shithole just like what they left and going to a red state. Okay, I might not be a Democrat, I may not be a Republican, and I might be an American and a patriot and an independent. And I know that there's good and bad and everything, and there's three sides to every story: your side, my side, and the truth.
I'm with you on that. I'm an independent because now I believe, and this is my honest belief right here, that there's not one good politician in the world. So why don't we just hire somebody to come in and run the country that actually gives a shit about the country and not the money and the political bullshit, and actually do what they need to do? And they need to actually bring somebody in who's an independent, period.
What do you think happened with DJT?
The Department of Justice.
Donald J. Trump.
Oh, Donald. Yeah,
He
Donald.
wasn't a politician. He couldn't be bought. He had his own billions, and
Yeah.
they can't stand him. They tried to impeach him after he left office. There's all this indictments and shit on him now because they're so afraid that they're going to expose more of the truth with the crooked FBI, CIA, DOJ, all the alphabet soup people. Nothing's going against, his son and Ukraine and all this stuff. And the way they left friggin' Pakistan with 80 billion in the enemy's hands.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh my God.
first off, why are you pay, the terrorists? That's just stupid. I don't see you anymore. Where did you go?
Huh.
There you are. I mean, as far as that, yeah. But it's so bad now to where even soldiers, and I've heard out of soldiers' mouths, don't
Well, that looks good.
to defend or even join the military or be in the military or serve their 4 years and they're out because they see, and it's not the military's fault. It's the idiots who are running. It doesn't matter to me if, Trump, it doesn't matter Biden. I don't care. We need people that actually, we need to really just say screw the Democrat Republican Party. I mean, I know this is about soldiers, but I mean, this is where we get back to always, and bring in somebody that's an independent, somebody who's not a rich billionaire, like Donald Dre, or what I mean, Donald Trump was, and actually has a decent, solid fucking head on his shoulders or her shoulders, whoever. Bring somebody in.
I
Somebody.
agree.
Somebody
I
in,
agree.
because it's getting ridiculous. It's, oh, this party said that. People have lost friends over the political bullshit. Me, I'm an independent. I'm just going to vote for whoever's wanting to do the best job, not whoever's going to fill your head with bullshit. And that's the problem today. They're filling people's heads with bullshit. People buy into it. And then look what happens. You know, it,
It's a, and I say it this way. It's like a circus without a tent. When I lived in Los Angeles, and all people that are brown nosing and, going to these 40, 60, $80,000 a plate dinners to vote. His real name is Barry Soetoro, and everybody knows him as Barack Hussein Obama. And yeah, he probably won the first one because, we were tired of the, pasty cookie cutter white man, this and that elite. And I don't think that he fairly won the second round because of whoever owns the Dominion voting machines. And just like this last one that put old Biden in office, our man, or my boy, might not be yours, who I loved doing his first term and beating Hillary, who's as corrupt as the fucking day is long.
I would have voted for Elmo before I would have voted with Hillary because I did not take her serious the whole time. And I love Bill. Like Bill, if he
Yeah.
could have ran, hell yeah, I would have voted for him. But Hillary going around with, I mean, and this is nothing because I manage musicians. I have no issue with music at all.
Yeah.
But to go around with rap, I mean, the rap groups, first
They're
off,
trying to get all the votes, just like the Democrat Party has been known to, just like the last election. Trump was ahead at midnight, and we wake up at 6:37 in the morning, and now he's behind in all the 7 key states because, oh, we can't count all the videos showing outside the hotel and the voting booths where the U-Hauls backed up and they pulled shit out from underneath the tables and they put the curtain up, and well, how many more do we need to win? It's corrupt, and until we get the voting system down. And one of my favorite philosopher comedians, George Carlin, you should listen to some of his stuff, and he's spot on.
I know who he is. I've heard him.
Oh my God. You think you got a chance. You think you got a vote. You think you can make a difference. Everything's been bought and paid for. And, it's just like such evil people in high places. And it's been happening like that for a while since,
Yeah.
hey, the Federal Reserve is no more federal than Federal Express. And the Federal Express isn't any more federal than UPS. It's just a name. But the Rockefellers and the Bilderbergers and the Rothschilds and all that with the Uber money that own, so much of everything, decided to do that. And that's why you pay taxes today. And
Well,
if you don't, then they take your shit away.
I
And that never in the cards to begin with, if you read the Constitution. But at the same time, who was involved with that back in 1775? Because it came out in 1776. But our country, which I do believe is the greatest on the planet, and I haven't been to all of them, and I'd like to go to a few more while I still can. And they allow white Christian male, single, straight, whatever you want to call me, because right now it's so convoluted with this woke thing and the cancel culture and the trans this and blah blah blah. I believe there's 2 genders, Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. It's like, if you want to be gay, you want to hang out with a same-sex partner, go for it. Doesn't bother me. Not going to affect my life. Do whatever you want. Get your freak on behind closed doors, but don't tell me that I got to believe it and think it's okay and give you the thumbs up and a pat on the back and way to go, Steve, for doing whatever you want with your boyfriend or your husband or your wife. And, when I was in California, they had that big vote of, I forget what was it called, maybe Proposition 21, for example. And I may not be correct, where 21 million people voted against same-sex marriage. And then 2 years later, the Supreme Court changed that verdict and made it okay. So 9 people beat out 21 million. Figure me that. It's like they knocked off Scalia after he met with Obongo on the tarmac. And it's like, okay. And they knocked off Joan Rivers because she called out
because
Michael LaVaughn Robinson for being a tranny.
I don't want to stray too far off topic.
I'm sorry. Okay, get me back on track.
As far as my opinion on any of that, I have no problem with what people do.
Me
I
either.
do not care who sleeps with who, who's doing who's dressing up, who's doing this, who's doing that, because I have other problems in my life to worry about than who's banging who, you know? And I'm not one of them people where I look down, as far as people of who they're sleeping with. I don't care. I don't care. You're not sleeping with me, so I don't care. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. But people go do whatever you want to do. Gay marriage, okay, whatever. I'm for it. I have plenty of, but here we go with
friends too.
yeah, what the issue is, okay, nobody,
I got Indian friends, Cuban friends.
yeah, everybody is entitled to their own opinions, their own beliefs, and whatever, but these politicians are eating it up. And that is exactly why people are arguing. There's riots. Everybody's fighting. People are wanting to know. You know why? Because the politicians took the fucking unity out of the country. And that's the problem, people. We need that back. Nobody cares who's sleeping with who. Nobody cares, what you're out there doing. Stop stealing, first off, and robbing these stores who work hard for their money. Period.
Hey, it was open season for a year and a half, and nobody.
I've heard all about what's going on out there in LA, but
Great.
we need to come back together, because if we don't come back together, we're all going to be fucked. Every single one of us. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat. It does not matter. If we don't start looking out for each other, including our soldiers, seriously,
Right.
we're screwed. And if we keep pissing off the armies and the soldiers, then do you really think they're going to defend us? They're going to go like, oh, no, fuck it.
I
And
hear
that's
you.
my outlook on it. Seriously, people got to start learning how to come back together. As people, we're people. We don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic. We don't care person.
Yeah. I
People just need.
what it's coming down to, and I totally hear what you're putting down, and I smell what you're stepping in. I hear you chirping, Big Bird. Totally agree. But
We need
half the country is kind of like a mentally not necessarily challenged, but they've been almost like brainwashed with propaganda or whatever you want to call it, or their friends, and they just want to fit in and get along and accept that and it's no thing, and let's not rock the boat, and let's just keep even keel. Well, that's not what happens with a hero and a soldier and someone that for the military. Without our strong military, we wouldn't be speaking English, and the French wouldn't be speaking French. They would be speaking German. So look at history, and you'll figure out communism, socialism, fascism, Stalin, stuff like that, Hitler, blah blah blah. They all had a certain way of doing something. And if I can suggest 2 books for the viewing audience to read, and then it's up to you to interpret it and decipher what's kind of between the lines. It's like as an actor, I've been doing that for, I don't know, 35 years. I joined SAG in '89. So do some math on that. I've been in 150, 60 films and maybe 118 or 20 on IMDb. But there's 2 rules. There's basically, like I said, 3 sides to every story: your side, my side, and the truth. So don't take my word or anyone's word or Jordan Peterson or, I really like, I'm having a brain fart right now. The ex guy from Fear Factor, he's got his own podcast. He's huge.
Joe Rogan.
And they took Tucker Carlson off. Can't talk right now. But the 2 books I want you to read, and one of them, a previous president used to have under his arm to try and shape the country, and it's called Rules for Radicals by Sal Alinsky. Rules for Radicals by Sal Alinsky. Go buy it from your bookstore or order it from Amazon. And the other one is another one that a friend of mine, I'm not going to say his name because they'll go after him for telling me to tell you to read it. It's called, and it's written back in the 70s. So this is 50 something years ago. It's called None Dare Call It Conspiracy. And oh my God, if that's not an eye-opener book, None Dare Call It Conspiracy. And you got to order it. It's in paperback, and I don't know how many revisions or printings they did of it, but it kind of opens up the thing, kind of like George Carlin does, on who's really running certain things, politics, government, et cetera, like that. And I just implore you to do that and do your own research and your own homework and come to your own conclusion rather than listening to some paid stuff suit that's bought and sold their soul on some news network, because you know it's right for wrong. You feel it in your gut and in your heart. And it's up to you to make the difference and go to bat and to war to save what's left of this country before it's too late and it can't be saved.
Yep, that's true. They need to really write a book called Mind Your Damn Business and Get a Damn Job and Do the Right Thing.
Right.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll write the damn book. But I mean, the soldiers, like, I have so much love for our soldiers, because I know, from watching my kids and from family who were soldiers before, I know that none of us would be able to do what we do at
No,
all if it
no,
was for them. And people need to start being more thankful about it.
exactly. And I totally agree. Look at some of these other countries that if you disagree, you disappear.
Yeah.
You don't have the freedom of speech. You can't say the truth. You got to go with the masses, which are the asses, and are controlled. They're the sheeple. They're sheep and people. It's just as simple as that. You got kind of see the glazed over, dead look in their eyes, and they so bad. And it's just like Tesla, for example. There's people that have engines that run on water, that not just hydrogen, but they're bought and sold by the oil company because they don't want the competition, and they make so much money with petroleum products.
Yeah.
Hello.
When you said that, that just reminded me of that 70s show where they're talking about it in the basement and they're like, hey man, this car runs on water. Yeah. But I tell
Yeah.
you one thing about me. I mean, nothing towards people who drive electric cars, but I don't want to take a chance of being on a trip driving somewhere across America at 3 o'clock in the morning and my battery dying in the middle of the desert. I prefer gasoline. I'm going to put gas in my car because I know my ass is going to make it where I need to make it, period. You know what I mean? I'm just
I
not
totally.
for cars at all. At all.
Yeah.
I
and,
mean,
and on a similar parallel, to you veterans out there that were coerced and forced and mandated to do something against your belief, your religion, your better knowledge, your higher power, your whatever, on something that wasn't proven and unknown. My hat's off to you for not doing it. And it's all coming full circle now and being revealed that some people that did a certain thing, and doubled down and followed through, are in worse shape now than those that did nothing and relied on your own immune system, if you know what I mean. And it's kind of blatant, but I'm not calling a spade, but it's out there. You know what's right, you know what's wrong, and when someone's got to, tempt you with a cruise to do something, or force you to do that, or threaten you to do something else, it's not a free country,
yeah, I agree.
guys. And I got your back
Yep.
6 days from Sunday, and I would gladly go back and join the service as a counselor or instructor, or go on a one-way mission to end something that shouldn't be here, because I believe that much in what America stands for: the red, the right, the white, and the blue, and the right to bear arms, which is the Second Amendment, which kind of backs up the first one that they're trying to take away from you.
Yeah. And bear arms, guys, that means don't go out and do stupid shit with your guns because, once again, and I really hate to sound like an after school special, guns, okay, people kill people. People, if you have guns in your house and you know you have children in that house, lock
Lock them up.
it up. But the guns, the whole point of having any kind of weapon is to make sure that you and your family are protected. It is not to be used out just to shoot somebody or to take somebody's life or to do dumb shit. Stop
You
it.
do that, I'll come after you.
Stop it.
It's
I'm
protection.
independent and I'm telling you guys, stop
That's,
it. It's ridiculous. It
that's
is. It is ridiculous. And you think everybody knocks that kind of stuff. Well, not everybody. Some people do. You know what I mean? But what would the country be if we didn't have them? You
it's
know,
ridiculous.
that's
It's actually, it's the
yeah,
people that have a gun, and then the first thing they do when they're in trouble is call someone that does have a gun against a guy that's not supposed to have one, which is why he's a criminal. Huh? How do you wait? Hmm.
I mean, everybody. I mean, this is going to be the end of this because we're going to end it. We are definitely going to tell you thank you for your service and definitely to your father and much love
Uh,
to you. And we're just going to go off on this note with everybody here. We're going to thank you guys for watching. We this is the first live, first of many to come anyway. And please stay safe. Stop doing dumb shit. I mean, and love your soldiers. There's a big event. I've got it on my page that's going down in Vegas, for people who would love to come and speak. Get on my page, check it out, and just love your soldiers. Appreciate your soldiers. If you're having dinner somewhere, you see somebody in the army, buy them dinner. Do something. Do
you're,
something.
I was just going to say that.
You
Go
know?
out to make someone that did serve, that's in their 80s, 90s, or whatever, 70s, that you see them being proud and wearing the hat or the lapel or the shirt. Do something nice for them. Acknowledge them. I don't care if it's at the gas station or Walmart or whatever, but yeah.
Definitely. Well, thank you guys. We're going to wrap this up. We will see you next time. Love you guys. Be safe. Have a good one.
God bless America. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Take care of each other and honor and respect America and the flag. And
Other. Love each other. Definitely for
love,
sure.
amen. Thank you very much. Everybody give a big round of applause to the one, the only Daphne Matthews. Woo!
Bye, guys.
It's time to strap our boots on. This is a perfect day to die. Wipe the blood out of our eyes. In this life there's no surrender, and there's nothing left for us to do. Find the strength to see this through. We are the ones who will never be broken. With our final breath, we'll fight to the death. We are soldiers, we are soldiers. Shoulder to shoulder, we stand shoulder to shoulder. We stand shoulder to shoulder. You can't erase us, you'll just have to face us. We stand shoulder to shoulder. We stand shoulder to shoulder. We stand shoulder to shoulder. You can't erase us, you'll just have to face us. We are the ones who
said billiards hall, taking all the money that he'd win to spend it all on bailing out a friend. Good husband and a new dad, gives his son all the things he never had, just when he could call his house a home. Another fallen angel's moving on. This town's no place for a fallen angel. Who are we to hold you down? We miss having you around. This town's no place for a fallen angel. Way down here, thy will be done. I'm sending all my love to Kingdom Come. Sending all my love to Kingdom Come. To Kingdom When it's all coming down, calling your fallen angels. When it's all coming down, calling your fallen angels. They'll be waiting when it's all in. I can feel them everywhere I've ever been. Fate is never fair and life is rough. It's gonna be a good time catching up.